up, my little Tweety birds? So today we are reacting to another animated story. And also sorry for not posting for a long time. I don't know why, I just haven't been posting, but I'm back now. And this story is called I Didn't Like Who My Dad Really Was. So let's hop right into it.
My story begins with my parents.
Okay.
They were both addicted to drugs and alcohol, and they lived in a small house. They got married after being together for maybe 2 to 3 years. My mother became pregnant with me, and she truly believed that I was a blessing from God. So she got completely clean off any drugs and booze, and she also got a job working really hard to pay for me and herself while she was still pregnant.
Cute.
In the months she was clean, she became upset and distant with my father as he continued drinking and using drugs. They argued all the time, and my father didn't pay any bills, nor did he have a job, nor did he quit any of his habits. But nonetheless, they stayed together. My mother then gave birth to me. My father missed due to his drug use and informed my mother at the hospital that he lost the house because, well, he didn't pay any of the bills for months on end. They were separated but still legally together. Up until 2009, when my father went to prison for a violent crime, he was sentenced to a 10-year sentence with parole after having served 5. So I grew up without him. I was almost in the 5th grade by the time he was released for good behavior. Then he tried to get back into my life. I started going to his house sometimes when he asked me on the weekends. He remarried only a few days after being out of prison, and I didn't like that. I didn't like being around his house because, as far as I knew, my dad and his wife's family were just strangers to me. When I was a kid growing up without him, I really missed my dad, like, a lot, even though I didn't remember him at all, and I felt guilty for looking at him as a stranger. And then across a 3-year period of middle school, my father showed his true colors. The first incident that made me lose a lot of respect for him was when he continued having marital problems with his new wife. They would argue a lot, and they both said hurtful things, and she even tried to grab me to keep me in the house when they argued, and my father tried to stay at a hotel with me for the night. Then, the second time, he had divorced and remarried once again only a few days after his divorce. This woman already had 3 children, and I was obviously ignored for the other kids when I went to his house. Then, they also had marital problems. He would tell me to put my shoes on and jacket so they could leave, and then he would go back to argue, and then he would tell me to put my shoes and my jacket on and go back to argue, and this would continue for almost the whole night. Now, they both have 2 more kids, and my father is struggling to provide for them. And at one point, I realized the same thing had been going on for almost 4 years of his freedom after being out of jail. So 13-year-old me decided to stop going to my father's house. I would make excuses and only go when I had to, and my father would continue to get angry that I wouldn't go. So now, nearly a year after making excuses not to go, the next time he asks me to go to his house, I'm going to say no and explain why I'm never going to his house ever again. Because he's done nothing in his 4 years of freedom. I haven't found the courage to say it to his face yet, so wish me luck.
Is that the end? Okay, well that was really short, so we're gonna watch another one. Maybe this one. We wouldn't let the different girls sit with us us at lunch. So we'll watch that.
Glitter? Are you cheating on me?
Okay, we're gonna watch it again.
I sit with this group of friends at my lunch, and their names are Summer, Morgan, Linnea, Michaela, and Hannah. And when it comes to new people sitting with us, we're really selective because we all talk about the same stuff, and we're just scared that we might not have anything in common with them. Eventually, one day when we were all sitting at...
First of all, that is not right. Like, you shouldn't just talk to someone because you talk about the same things. So, just wanted to get that out there.
Lunch, this girl, her name was Monica, and she was mentally challenged. She did speak, but for coping mechanisms, I guess, she made weird noises, kind of like grinding noises, like growling, stuff like that. Anyway, we were skeptical about her sitting with us, but eventually we agreed, and then it started to get weird from there. She started yelling out like a cuckoo clock, like Kiko, 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 and she was grinning at us, and we were all weirded out from that, and we just wanted to get rid of her. We didn't want her to sit with us at the table. So we figured out a plan to get rid of her, and we told her, hey, we're going to go sit in the multi-purpose room. Do you want to come join us? And then she got all excited and left before us, and we never followed her. We just sat at our own table and talked about how dumb she was, and I laughed about it, and after we were laughing about how dumb she was, the lunch monitor, who was also our gym teacher, yelled at us saying that we shouldn't be treating mentally challenged children like that.
Yes.
And we felt bad about it, and after the gym teacher yelled at us, Morgan, Summer, Hannah, and I, we were thinking of a plan to make it up to her. So one day when she was sitting at lunch by herself, she was sad, and Morgan and I went up to her and we apologized for how we abandoned her, and we asked her if she wanted to come sit with us from now on, and she said yes, and she joined us, and we ended up having a great time. She is now my friend, and we do a lot together. Morgan, Monica, and I, we all hang out at the lunch table.
Yes, you shouldn't just get rid of somebody because you think they're weird. Like, I don't think that's right. So, yeah, this is what you
and do stuff after school. Now I know you should never, ever treat someone who's mentally challenged differently.
Yes.
And they're just like us. And now that I've learned my lesson, I've never done that again.
Yes, you shouldn't do that. Okay, that was really short also. Like, they're doing really short ones, so. Sneaking out of the house at night, getting caught. Okay, we're gonna watch this one.
So last year in the 8th grade, I had this group of friends. It was me, my friend Andre, and my friend Jasmine. We hung out like every day, and every time we hung out, it was just like, it was so much fun. We like started going through Snapchats of like people in our grade story, and then just like sneaking out, and we're like, maybe we could try it. And I was like, I don't know, because like I have alarms on my house, and like whenever I open my door, it makes like a like kind of sound. And like at night we have to like put in a code, and then like it makes a noise if you like open any like door or anything. So I was like, I don't think I can. And then one of my friends was like, maybe if you try opening the upstairs window. So I tried it like with the alarms on, and it didn't make a noise. And I was like, oh my god, how am I gonna get out through a window? So I like went around my house, and I figured out that my brother's bathroom has like a window, and then you could hop onto the roof and climb around and hop onto the fence and get down. So we planned it to go on a Sunday night, which the next day was like a day off that we had from school. The night before, we like snuck out, we made a group chat, and like we were just talking on it, like saying like, oh my god, should we do this?
You shouldn't sneak out, first of all, because that's like really bad. So, yeah.
So nervous. So then the night rolled around, and I was just laying in my bed, and I was like thinking about all the consequences. I was thinking about like, what if my parents catch me, blah blah. And then I just remember my parents saying goodnight to me, and I was like, why am I doing this? Like, oh my god. Like, what if I get caught, or like, oh my god. But I was like, okay, whatever. I'm just gonna do it. You know, I gotta live my life. I'm a teenage girl. Like, come on, okay. So then I texted them. I was like, okay guys, we're going at 1:30, and then we all just like left our house. I like went onto the roof, and I was like being like so loud. I don't know how no one heard me. And I got onto the roof, and I climbed all the way down. My heart was like racing like so fast, like it like almost fell out of my chest. I got down, and I just sprinted to my friend Andre's house, and he came out, and we just sprinted to our friend Jasmine's house. And Jasmine came out, and then we went to the store, and we were drinking like some like energy drinks, and we were just going crazy, like running around the parking lot and stuff like that. and we were having the time of our lives. And then I was like, okay, guys, let's go home now. And we were like heading home, and then these 4 police cars just like surround us. The police car rolls down its window, and it's like, hey guys, like, what are you doing out at this time? And we're like, nothing. We're just like heading home. And they're like, why are you guys out? And we're like trying to lie, but we just couldn't. I was like, we just snuck out, okay? And then they're like, oh my god, that's the most disrespectful thing you could do to your parents, blah blah blah. We're like lecturing us, and it was just bad. And then they're like, call your parents and tell them to come pick you up. And so we called our parents, and then they all came to pick us up. They were all really mad, and I was grounded for 3 weeks. So I'm never doing that again. And if you're thinking about it, don't do it. Yeah.
Okay, again, why are these videos like so short? Like, I don't know. I guess we're watching. I wouldn't leave my crush alone, and I regret it, so watch that.
This story happened when I was in middle school. I was still young then, so I had no idea what I was doing. Neither did anyone else. For the last day for the 6th period, I had an extra English class, and in that class, I met this guy, and a guy I thought was cute, but when I think about it now, he was just decent. His name was Giovanni, and I heard these stories about him, about how he was in the closet. I just heard he was bisexual. During that time, I kind of developed a crush on him since we started talking in that class. Around came Valentine's Day, and I kind of wrote him like a little letter expressing how I actually felt about him, and asking if we could be more than friends. So I kind of put it on the desk and just kind of waited until the bell rang. Until one of my friends from elementary school, Freddie, he got the letter from his desk, and he asked, "Whose is this?" And I just asked, "Oh, it's probably no one. You should just leave it there." But when he got the letter and he was trying to open it, I kind of freaked out and just grabbed it from him. I'm like, "Dude, what are you doing? I told you to leave it alone." And then that's when Giovanni came in. So I personally gave him the letter to him. He's like, "Is this for me?" And I said, "Yes." And he opened the letter, and he gave me a look, like kind of confused look. Gave me a sigh, and he said, "Sorry, dude, I'm not gay or anything. I'm not into guys." And this broke my heart. But I guess my younger self didn't really take no as an answer. So I made fake accounts, and I follow him on there, and I'll talk to him on there. He eventually figured this out, and I guess he told some staff at the school, and he got a phone call to my parents saying that I was basically harassing a student, which I was actually, without me knowing it. So my parents talked to me about this. They asked me like, "Who's this Giovanni boy, and why did you do this?" And to me, this is kind of scary since I never really done anything like this before, and I couldn't explain why. So I was kind of scared of my parents admitting that I'm gay. But I eventually told them everything about what happened and why I did it and why I was so confused and why I was so angry. My mom and dad were angry at me, but not in the way I thought it was. They're like, "We don't care if you're gay or not. When it comes to dating, if people reject you and say no, then that's that. You can't really do anything about it." So I learned my lesson. I got grounded for at least 2 months. I'm 17, I'm in high school, and when I think about it now, I feel ashamed of myself for doing that.
Okay, I think we could leave it there for now. So, yeah. Bye, guys. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe and turn on notification bells if you guys want to. You guys don't have to. But, and also, I'll leave my TikTok in the link down below. And yeah, both of my TikTok accounts, I'll leave them linked down below, and you guys can go follow them. So, yep, bye.